did you like the most from these games and you got out of it from an evaluation perspective, and what do you feel like you need to work on?
I like that we were able to see everybody in competitive NBA situations versus an opposing team. That's good. We're doing a lot of things well. We've got to do a better job eliminating so many fouls, and we've got to keep the other team off the free throw line. We had Nemhard back today doing non-contact. Hope is that tomorrow he'll be able to do some contact stuff. And generally, the other good thing that came out of the trip was, health-wise, we came out of it in pretty good shape.
What would you, like when you look back at it, what would you say is the biggest diagnosis for a lot of those fouls, especially that you're thinking?
The work on our habits has got to continue. We've got to do a lot of work on closeout position, footwork, hand position, and it's not all going to happen overnight. It's going to take some time, but we made some progress today. We got to keep making progress. So that's where we are.
Aaron obviously was able to get a lot done off the bounce. What do you like about just what? It's not something he's added to his game necessarily, but it seems like he's added some items to that drive and finish capability. How much better has he gotten that, and how much has that added?
He's improved with his reads offensively. He's improved with his vision of the game in his field. And all those things are going to continue to improve. Lloyd has done a lot of work with him on those things, and I take my hat off to Lloyd for the work he's done, with Aaron and Miles. And Aaron's he's an important guy for us. I assume he's going to be somewhere in the rotation, and he'll have a lot of responsibility, both offensively and defensively.
Obviously, the rookies, Ben and Jared are very productive in each of these games. And just what you have a chance to take all of what they did in. What did you like about their performance?
Yeah, Sheppard is a quick study. He learns things quickly. He's doing a good job of defining who he is on this team, and he plays to his strengths. And I think that's something that doesn't always come super quickly to rookie players. Jairus is learning a lot about the NBA game in a short period of time. And Jairus is learning that simplicity is going to be the key for him to see the floor. The simple things of solid defense, blockout rebound, recognition of situation, open shot, knock it in, making a simple read and a simple, bounce, pick up, pass, and he made a lot of strides over these 2 games. But there's going to be some stretches that are going to be a little uneven, and we're going to have to help him through those. But he's a talented kid, and we love him. And he's got a chance to be very, very special.
You had to play Buddy as a point guard, obviously, in that second unit. What did you like about him in that situation? How do you think he handled that?
Well, I know Buddy can fill in and play. He did it last year. I know how much he works on, offensively he works on ball handling, and his vision is a little better than people think. So he loved it. I'm having to hear a lot about 9 assists and all that. It's okay. It's okay. But it'll be much better to get him back off the ball where he can both catch and shoot and make some of these good simple plays that we're making at home. So I was not surprised. I'm not surprised. I've seen him do this in pickup games in the summer. Saw him do it last year. We got a little bit of a bind point guard wise last year, and he filled in some, did a good job.
Is there anything that goes into your preseason scheduling in terms of the teams you go against because you want to face something? Like Memphis, you talked about physicality. I think that was the same thing with New York last year. With Houston, it might be athleticism or how they're always attacking the basket. Is there anything like that, or is that reading too much into it and it's like relationships and what works for each other's schedules?
I think it mostly comes down to there are some of, hey, that'd be a good team to play. But I think we played Memphis once or twice last year. We played Houston last year as well. And generally these things kind of each year renew in a lot of cases. When I was here before, we used to play the Bulls a lot, and it was a convenient thing. It wasn't a far trip. Coming out of one of the lockouts, we played them back-to-back or something, home away back-to-back or something. So there can be a little bit of that. The way the NBA is now, year to year, teams can change a lot. So you can't always know for sure what kind of team is going to be playing for sure. Well, look, Houston's good. They're going to be a team that is, in my opinion, going to be a surprise team this year. They're going to win a lot of games in the West. That will be very difficult to play. They're physical. They've added veterans. They've added depth, and so I think they're going to be tough. Memphis is set up really for the long term, so we would certainly like to keep playing them if we can.
Think Tyrese will be able to play in any of your 2 home preseason games?
We were just set up for
Same question.
I'm hopeful. Yeah, hopeful. Yeah, it was planned ahead of time that he wasn't going to play the first 2. So we're going day to day right now. I'm not giving anybody any info or any scoops on anything. I mean, because things can change very quickly. Well, we got to be careful with that kind of stuff. But we certainly want to get him in the game. And the game Saturday is, we're hoping to simulate that as much like an NBA game as we can. We're going to use 2 locker rooms. We're going to have 2 training staff. Uniforms. We're going to have a scrimmage tomorrow to see who gets the main locker room and who gets the visitors. So we're making this a competitive thing, and so that's the plan.
What did you like about what you guys were able to do in these games, and what do you feel like you guys still need to work on a little bit?
I think there's still a lot of things we can work on. Both sides of the ball. Defensively, gave up too many points to. In first quarter, I think that's going to be a big step for us last year. I remember last year, point of emphasis was us. We gave a lot of first quarter points. So that's something we can continue to do better at and get better at the little things.
Rick just mentioned that your read of the game has improved this offseason. You can see that a little in that Houston game. Can you feel that in these 2 games already?
Yeah, it's a lot of what I worked on. Was like the read to the game, slowing the game down, playing random. Is something that Ricky preached to me a lot. So it's been on the focal point of my summer and training camp.
How do you think about playing random, if that makes any sense? Is it just natural?
It's just natural. It's just reps and repetition. Playing random.
I mean, you talked a lot about this in media day. I look back and looked at it and I'm like, wait, that's actually what he got better at. How did you work on your handle, work on your ability to finish? I mean, what kind of strides do you think you made, and how did you make those? Because obviously they showed up against the Rockets.
Just hard work, discipline, really being able to take a look in the mirror and, after having last year of like a real year, being able to see my flaws and see where I can improve and help this team, help myself win games. Being able to just say like, hey, I'm not the best at these areas and really attack and focus on them. So.
How I guess through a couple games, how different is the 3 to the 4 as far as that's concerned, towards the way you attack offensively? And do you think that's what you prepared for?
Yeah, it's what I prepared for. I knew I'd be playing a lot more 3 this year with the roster that we had. So I would say like the biggest difference is being able to make those reads, playing above the break more, being able to get downhill and make the right plays.
How did that shift in mindset change your offseason or how you attacked before this preseason?
I mean, I had a couple talks with LP, and like I said, just playing random, being able to make the right reads, get downhill, and slow the game down.
How do you, to kind of the point of playing random, how do you review that on film, since it's not like you were supposed to be in that spot type of thing? Is it more spacing? Did you make the right read type
It's
stuff?
spacing and making the right reads, pretty much, yeah. And making life easier for others and creating problems.
Did you work on your handle with anyone specific?
Just my usual training back home.
How much was the pull-up game part of that as well? How much was the pull-up game part of that as well?
It's been in there as well. Implemented much. It's something that I've worked on and I know I can do. But it's a time and place.
So from a team perspective, what did you think was the lead cause of all the fouls and issues you guys had in these 2 games?
We're playing hard. We're trying hard. New scheme. And it's just a discipline thing of being able to get our hands out of there. Me included, that's another thing that I'm trying to work on is keep my hands back.
What have been your early impressions of Jim Boylan and how he's impacted the defense or plans to?
I like our defensive scheme this year. I think we have once we, what is the word, oil out the creases or whatever, or iron out the creases, I think it will be really beneficial for us. And it's eliminating those 1% differences that we've talked about to, eliminate 4-point losses and stuff.
Will it be a learning process of making the changes second nature, so you don't think back to, this is how we used to play defense, this is how we're going to play it this year?
I don't think that's that much of an issue. It's more of just trying to learn the new system, getting that ingrained in guys. We're not having bad habits, I would say, from last year or last season. I would just say making sure that it becomes second nature in everything that we do.
I think before camp you said Jim pulled you aside, if I remember right, and said, hey, I'm going to get on you. Has he had to do that yet and prove a point to everybody else?
Yeah, he's been on me. Pretty much every day he pulls me aside at some point and calls me out for something, praising me for something. But he just wants me to be the best version of myself on that side of the ball. So.
First 2 games under your belt of preseason play, what did you like about what you did and what do you feel like you can improve on as well?
I just tried to gain the trust of my teammates and my coaches throughout those 2 games. Kind of did a lot of things that other people kind of don't want to do. Dive on the floor, get into the stands, just play your ass off, and just play hard and bring energy. And I think that's what I did those 2 games, and just try to play an overall game. So.
Was it easy for you to fit in and kind of play your game, even though you just really joined these guys?
It's definitely easy. These guys are easy to play with. All got high basketball IQs and make it easy for everyone. So super enjoyable just being out there with the guys. So.
How big was it for you just to see a couple shots go in to start? I guess how much did that do to, just make you comfortable out there basically and make it not look big?
Yeah, it definitely felt good. All my teammates, all my coaches tell me to shoot the ball when I'm open, shoot with confidence. And I feel like that's what I did those 2 games, and I'm going to try to keep doing that for the rest of the year. So.
Defense is a work in progress, but what kind of did you learn after finally facing another opponent, seeing it out on the court?
There's a lot of dynamic guards in this league, and you got to be able to guard a lot of positions. And I feel like with my versatility, I can do that. And just being a smart defender, just watching a lot of film and learning the tactics of other teams, and just building on that. So.
Is there anything that caught you by surprise about kind of starting this NBA experience on the road and having to go through that experience?
It's my first time NBA preseason game, national anthem with sweats on and all that stuff. That whole process was pretty cool. But other than that, I felt comfortable out there. So.
What have been your impressions of Jim Boylan so far and the impact that he's been able to have on the defensive end?
He's been great, especially for me. Being a rookie, I can always talk to him, ask him a lot of questions. You can tell he's a highly intelligent guy. And his defensive scheme that he's put in this summer and also this fall getting ready for the season is going to be super impactful. So.
Do you at all find yourself helping the older guys because you went through it in the summer a little bit and you have that head start?
Yeah, I definitely have a head start, and that's definitely helped me throughout training camp and these games. But I feel like I'm kind of ahead of the curve and just trying to help others if they need it or whatever like that. So.
First 3 up and assists from Jarris. What did you think of the way he played and how you felt your connection with him grow already?
Jarris played great. It's so fun playing with him. Just, his versatility on both ends of the floor, he makes it fun on defense and offense. And he's such a well-rounded player. He's smart and young. He's going to be a great player for a long time. And once he gets all that confidence that he has, it's going to be scary. So.
22, you don't call their guys young very often.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, did that also make everything feel comfortable when you guys get out there and you're playing off of each other well? Did that make it easy to find a
Definitely.
groove in there too?
Definitely. I think one of the cool parts about being a rookie is that you never know when your name's going to be called, and you just got to be ready at that moment. And me and Jairus were making eye contact during the game, just like, I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to be ready, even if it's 1 minute, if it's 20 minutes. We're going to be grateful for whatever we get, and just play our asses off. And I think that's what we did, and it was fun. So.
Was Sunday particularly enjoyable for that? Like when you guys go into overtime, like that can be kind of a grind, like preseason overtime. But like you guys, you know, it's your first time out there. It seemed like you guys had a lot of energy and everything like that. And
Yeah.
You guys relishing in that, I guess.
It was definitely fun, but closing the NBA game is definitely different than like closing the college game. Not a lot of plays being called, a lot of one-on-one, and it was cool. It was a different experience for me, and I'm excited to be in more experiences like that. So,
Any texts or notes of encouragement you got after these games that were cool to you?
my dad sends me like a super long paragraph before every game, and that kind of gets me ready, like run through a wall or something. But yeah, people have been saying good things. So.